The Island of the Fae, a sleep adaptation inspired by a public domain work by Edgar Allan Poe, rewritten for Elion Sleep Stories. There are moments, rare, fragile moments, when the world seems to slow its breathing, when sound softens, when thought loosens its grip, and silence becomes something warm. Elion found such a moment beside a river that moved so slowly it barely seemed to move at all. The water was dark and deep, yet gentle, not pulling forward, not rushing anywhere. It flowed as if it had all the time it could ever need. He sat beneath ancient trees whose branches curved overhead like protective arms. Their leaves whispered quietly, not in words but in rhythm, a language older than meaning. The air was cool, filled with the scent of water and moss and distant earth. The light there was neither morning nor night. It hovered between, a pale, silvery glow that softened every edge and dissolved every sharp line. Nothing demanded attention, nothing asked to be named. And then Elion noticed the island. It rested at the very center of the river, small, perfectly round. So still it seemed unreal, as if the river itself had paused to cradle it. The grass upon the island shimmered faintly, catching the low light like fine silk. At its center stood a single tree, slender, pale, and quietly luminous. Its branches rose in slow, patient arcs as though reaching not upward but inward. Elion felt no need to cross the water, no desire to interfere. Only the calm certainty that watching was enough. As he observed, the light began to change, not suddenly, not dramatically, but gently, like a breath being released after a long, thoughtful pause. A soft glow traced the edge of the island, forming a faint circle, and within that circle, something stirred. A figure appeared, small, delicate, neither entirely solid nor entirely imagined. The Fae. She moved with a grace that belonged to no single moment in time. Her form shimmered, woven of moonlight, shadow, and something softer still. As she walked, the light around her shifted, responding to her presence. In her hand she carried a thin, glowing thread. As she moved, it unspooled behind her, leaving a faint, luminous line upon the grass. Not a mark, not a wound, but a memory. She walked slowly around the island, one complete circle, each step measured, each movement unhurried. Elion watched without thought, without expectation. Time itself seemed to listen. When the circle was complete, the glow softened. The Fae's light dimmed slightly. Her movement slowed. She did not disappear. She simply rested. The river continued to flow. The leaves continued their quiet murmur. Nothing felt lost. After a while, perhaps minutes, perhaps lifetimes, the light began to return. Gradually, tenderly. The Fae rose once more. Her glow strengthened. The thread in her hand shone brighter, and she resumed her gentle path around the island. Elion began to understand. This was not a performance, not a ritual meant for eyes. It was a cycle, light and shadow, awakening and rest, movement and stillness. The Fae did not hurry toward brightness, nor did she resist the dimming. She simply moved, in harmony with what was. As the light reached its fullest, her form became clear and radiant, her steps steady, purposeful, complete. And when the glow faded again, she lay down beneath the tree at the island's center, her light thinning, her presence softening, until she became almost indistinguishable from the glow around her. Elion felt no sadness, only peace, because the river never stopped, and the light, though dim, never vanished entirely. A quiet truth settled within him. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is truly lost. Even rest is part of the movement. The Fae stirred once more as the light slowly returned. She stood, gathered the remaining thread, and continued her path. The island did not drift. The river did not change course, yet everything felt subtly transformed. Elion understood then that the island was not separate from the world. It was a reflection of it, a reminder. that even the smallest cycles matter, that quiet lives move the universe as surely as stars, that stillness is not an ending, only a pause between breaths. The light softened into twilight. The river whispered. The leaves sighed. Elion felt sleep approach, not suddenly, not heavily, but naturally, like the closing of a circle. He closed his eyes, and somewhere, between worlds, between moments, the Fae continued her gentle journey, unseen, unrushed, unending. Rest now. The cycle continues, and you are exactly where you need to be.